And welcome to Facebook Live. Today we're going to be talking about your keepsakes, which is something I have had um, a lot of people asking about because they are so difficult. So we want to talk about, are your keepsakes leaving you, your family, a legacy or a burden? And I know that many of you have probably experienced this when other family members have died and you have all their stuff to deal with and you're overwhelmed and it becomes a burden. And what we don't want to do is leave that burden for our family. We want to leave a legacy. We want to leave something they're going to enjoy. So today we're going to talk about going through keepsakes. Now, do I recommend this be the first thing you organize in your home? No, I like for it to be the last thing you organize because it is so emotionally charged and it's very sentimental. It's hard to make decisions and it's hard to get rid of things. So I like for you to go through your whole house and then get to your keepsakes because they are the most difficult. And by then you're an experienced organizer and have all the tools you need to tackle that task. But we want to think about, by keeping only the meaningful things, we're actually going to give them more value. So when we have a storage unit or a garage full of boxes of stuff, it's dusty, it's dirty, nothing is getting used, it's not getting enjoyed, it's just being stored out of this obligation, we're decreasing its value. So by going through those boxes, those bins, those closets, wherever you keep your stuff, and getting only the things that are most meaningful to us, we're going to give them more value and we're going to enjoy them more because there's no need to just take up a lot of space with stuff we don't want. Many people will have storage units and garages full, and they spend a ton of money on the storage, and their garage has been full while their car sits out on the driveway, and half the time we don't even know what's in there. It's really easy for us to clean out someone's house when they pass away and just box up all the stuff and not deal with it. So this is what we're talking about today, is dealing with the stuff in our home that we have that we consider keepsake, memento. Two of the biggest obstacles I run into when I'm helping someone with keepsakes is, number one, they feel like they're going to betray their loved one if they get rid of things. They have this burden, this guilt to keep the things, and that if they let go of them, they're not honoring that person or their things. And we need to set that aside because I don't think any of our loved ones meant for us to carry a burden to take their things. They wanted to bless us with those things. And so hopefully, you're going to take the things that will bless you and let somebody else enjoy the other things. And I don't think they would be upset by that. If they were, well, they're not here anymore to tell us what to do with their stuff. But we shouldn't feel guilt, and I don't think they would want that. Secondly, I hear that they're going to forget the memory by letting go of the item. And we have so many memories tied up with our keepsakes that we keep. So we want to definitely take pictures of those things, maybe a video sharing that. And, a video would be so nice to have once that loved one is gone, of them explaining what kind of things they left that person. But pictures are great too. But again, it's a lot less, takes a lot less room to store those things than all the objects. And again, they're probably going to be up in a dusty space, where we're not going to enjoy them. So with those two things, keep in mind, if you find yourself feeling the guilt or feeling like you're going to lose the memory, keep in mind there are other alternatives. So today we're going to talk about 4 different categories your keepsakes are probably going to fall in. And they're to use, to display, to store, and things we want to get rid of that we don't need any longer. So for instance, I have this measuring cup that I just love, and it's special to me, but instead of keeping it in a box, I keep it in my cabinet and I use it as a measuring cup because it brings me joy, and I'm not just letting it go to waste. So many times people store their china and precious things, but they never use them because they're scared they might break. Don't be scared they're going to break. If it breaks, it breaks, but at least you've enjoyed it, you've used it, it's brought you joy. Second category is things you're going to display. My grandmother made me this cute little paper mache gingerbread house box with the Snoopy handle. I guess it was all the things I loved. and I would carry this little thing to church and thought I was something else. But I found it in a box recently, and I decided to put it out where everyone can ask about it. So it's on a shelf, and a lot of people come in and they ask me about it. I get to tell them the story, show them how cute it is with a little mirror, and I enjoy it. So I display that. There are other things that I want to store, and we're just going to go through a couple of those because there are a lot. So I gave each of my children, and my husband and I actually share a box. One box. Everyone got one box, but my husband and I now share because we've decided to get rid of a lot over the years. With the work I do, I'll tell you a little bit about that later. So my daughter, for instance, had a very big box of Beanie Babies, and she said, "Oh, I want them all." And I said, "Are you going to take these with you when you get married?" And all of a sudden she went, "Oh, maybe not." So she picked out one and kept it, and it's a good memory. You have things like diplomas in that box. Yearbooks? Okay, this is something I want to talk about. I did a lady's house. I was cleaning out her house, and she had no family. She had no one. She had a fiduciary in charge of her estate. And when she was no longer with us, they had us clear it out. And I said, "Well, what about the yearbooks? What about the photos? What about the trophies? What about all of her accomplishments over the years?" And they said, "Throw it out." And I came home that night and I said, I don't want to leave that kind of burden for my family, because I started to realize who really wants that stuff. So for instance, this is my senior year yearbook. However, when you flip inside of it, I cut out all the pages of other yearbooks where I had pictures, because I wanted the kids to laugh when I die. They're going to open up this box of keepsakes and they're just going to laugh. They're going to laugh at my Farrah hair in 8th grade and things like that. So that goes in my keepsake box. But again, it doesn't have to be an all or nothing. You don't have to get rid of all the yearbooks. You don't have to keep all the yearbooks, because honestly, when I thought about it, I thought, are my kids really going to want to go through my yearbooks? They don't know who these people are. So I just tore out the pages where I am, and they can laugh. They can throw them away when they're done. I love cards that my kids made me. So these are definitely keepsakes. That one doesn't say a lot. He was really little, but I have some really sweet notes for my kids. Those are a prized possession. They go in my keepsake box. Little cute pictures that they made at school definitely goes in the keepsake box. For each of the kids, each year they had a folder. And that folder was like, this was pre-K, and then I went kindergarten on up to 12th, and I think I had one in college. And in here went things that I thought were special. Now, did I put every single paper they brought home from school in here? No, but I brought the most special ones. So I have little things they made that I thought, writing samples, pictures, anything with a handprint, those kind of things are really cute. And I put those in folders, and then I just have them all right here, and they can enjoy them. I kept a sampling of what I thought they would enjoy seeing, writing samples, things like that. Not every math page, not every paper they did. And at the end of each school year, I went through them and, got rid of some more stuff, maybe kept one writing sample at the beginning of the year, one at the end of the year, things like that, not a whole lot. So folders for all their schoolwork is a good idea. You're also going to have some bigger items. Whenever they were in a science fair, or we would get a picture of them with the project, and then we could chunk the project because we had a picture of it. Also, trophies. My kids had this tradition with trophies, especially when they meant nothing. I have a couple of them that were like all-stars or something. But the ones that were participation, they would come home and smash in the driveway. That's just a weird thing. They had no meaning to them. So I would make sure I snapped a picture when they got the trophy, and then knowing they were going to smash it when they got home, less to keep, and it was great. But keeping the meaningful ones, not keeping everything. Baby books, those kind of go in my keepsake box. My daughter actually said the other day she didn't want her. She didn't care when she got her first tooth or roll over. So I'm keeping them in case she changes her mind, maybe when she has kids. So those things are going to go in that big sturdy box with a lid, having boundaries so that you don't keep too much. Then there are going to be things you're going to run across and you're going to say, I don't want that. I'm ready to let that go. Just went through my daughter's keepsake box with her, and there was this little mirror that a friend got her when she went in a foreign country on a trip. And she said, do I have to keep this? And I said, by all means, no. You have the memory. You appreciate the gift, but you don't need the object. I ran across this little precious moment. I don't know why I was keeping it. I don't even know who gave it to me. It really doesn't have any special meaning. So those kind of things can be donated. Oops, wrong box. There we go, donated. Then like a baby blanket. We had a gazillion of these when Ansley was born. So she kept some, but this one she was letting go of. So we're donating that. So you're going to have things that you keep to use. You're going to have things you keep to display. You're going to have things that you store thoughtfully in your box. And then you are going to have things that you donate, trash, maybe you sell them if they have some value. Maybe they go to a museum. So many families I work with have really amazing things. So we hook them up with a museum and then everyone can enjoy it and you don't have to store it. So those are some things. So when we work with you, we help you through this process. So this is, like I said, the hardest thing to organize. So if you start trying to do it yourself and get bogged down, please don't get frustrated. Let us help you. We will help you through the decision-making process. When you hit those roadblocks, we're going to help you by saying, hey, why don't we store it this way? Why don't we donate that to charity? Why don't we just put that in the trash? And empower you through those decisions. So that's what we do. If you need our help, we'll be glad to help you. In the comments below, put any questions you might have. I'd love to hear some of your ideas on what you've done with Keepsakes over the years. There are so many creative people out there. I'm definitely not one of them, but I appreciate the work they do. And yeah, I would love to see pictures, whatever you guys can, about things you've done with your Keepsakes. I know what you're going to say. We didn't talk about photos. It was too much to try to talk about photos today. So we're going to do that next month. So on March 9th, we are going to talk about organizing photos. It's exactly 4 weeks from today. So stay tuned. We'll do that. And then the very next month in April, on the 13th, we're going to continue kind of on this process. So we've talked about the things that you have in your home that you are organizing. Then we're going to talk about how to tackle a home. So when a loved one dies, rather than boxing it all up and putting it into storage or your garage or letting it all go, and the all or nothing approach, we're going to talk about the most efficient approach. And this is something we do all the time for our clients. So it is very efficient, it is very meaningful, and you make sure you get all the things you need, but you don't have to store a bunch. So again, join us for that on March 13th, and I appreciate you guys being here today. Let me know if you have any questions. You can always call us at 909-307-4862. And I love talking to people about their projects and how we can help. I always have things I can share, resources I can share with you, even if you don't hire us. But we do love helping you as well. So make sure you join us next time, 4 weeks from today, and make sure you like and share this video with others who you think might benefit from it. Thanks and have a great day.